From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's an incredible morning on Mornings LALATE as Chuck Schumer confirms my reporting on the fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. Late yesterday, Chuck Schumer made the major announcement, and I have that shocking great news in this recording. We're going to go over the fourth stimulus check, how much you're going to get in the fourth stimulus check, and how you'll get it as well. Then the second half of this recording, we go over the great news that unfolded yesterday as well that impacts your benefits, including my veterans, a life-changing raise up of your benefits, and a benchmark that could be the generational number you have never seen in many, many decades. Then the middle of the recording, we go over the thousands of dollars that's available for you right now, and not a single hour goes by with not another viewer getting that money. It's a great day. It's a great Memorial Day weekend. I'm really excited for you. I have a lot of breaking details, and it starts right now on Mornings LALATE. Good morning, everybody. Happy Memorial Day weekend. How are you? How is the weather where you are and where you tuning in from? Drop in the comments and tell me where you are and how's the weather. It is dark, as you can tell right now. It is a dark Saturday morning here in Southern California in Santa Monica. I think Sirloin is offset with some extra flashlights to give you some light. Can you imagine how dark it is? Yeah, it's not supposed to rain, but it might as well at this point. So hope you are well, and drop in the comments where you're watching. This is your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 with the incredible breaking news late yesterday. Chuck Schumer confirmed all my reporting, which is that the reconciliation is officially already underway, that they called an end to all negotiations officially. Although the president can do it if he wants to on his own accord, late Friday, the votes are now looming. Wow, here we go. In this recording, we'll go over fourth stimulus, which also include fourth stimulus checks for my veterans. Then the second half of this video, we'll go over fifth stimulus that raises up your benefits lifetime and applies a new benchmark. And we learn more about that benchmark because of breaking news on Friday. And that benchmark will raise up my veterans benefits checks as well. And then in the middle of this recording, we're going to go over the big money. And I had another viewer this morning get that money as well. Viewers are just killing it on it. So this is LALATE. Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in 1 year. No one has ever done that for a reason. Here live 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the only financial news channel of its kind. I'm next with you with Mornings Crypto right after the show. Those crypto markets are all over the place today. You want to tune into that hit show. Then at 11 a.m., I'm back with you on Noontime's LALATE. Don't miss that show. In the afternoon is the tape shows as well. So hit that subscribe button, like this video, 2,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's get right to that fourth stimulus breaking news. But first, let's go over how much you get under the fourth stimulus checks. There is the House bill and the Senate proposal. Let's start with the House bill, written by Jalapal. The House bill, written by Jalapal, provides a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic plus 1 year. Let's compare that versus the Senate proposal. If you're in the live chat just after 9:30, get ready to vote House or Senate, and also tell me where you're watching. And if you're watching me taped later in the day, jump into the comments. So Jalapal's House bill, 1,000 is a pandemic check every month for the remainder of the pandemic, plus 1 year on a monthly basis. The Senate proposal, on the other hand, is a stimulus check from July to December. Let's look at the monthly amount. The House bill from Jalapal provides $2,000 the first month, $1,000 every month thereafter. The Senate proposal, the monthly amount is unknown, but word on the street is this. Wow. $2,000 a month over 6 months, $12,000 an individual. Oh boy. Or $1,400 a month over 6 months, $8,400 an individual. Let's go back to Jalapal's bill and now understand which one may be better in view of the developing details across this country. So Jalapal's bill provides a pandemic plus 1 year time frame. Well, some legislators believe that the pandemic may be over by the time the vote occurs. And if that's the case, then Jalapal's bill would provide 12 months of stimulus checks, not pandemic plus 1 year. So 12 months of Jalapal's stimulus checks under Jalapal's bill is $13,000 over 12 months, House bill, compared to Senate proposal, 6 months, this. Yes. So now jump into live comments or the comments under the video and vote House or Senate. Which one you like, Senate or House? And also tell me where you're tuning in from. All right, let's go over the other details about who gets the forced stimulus check. Do veterans do? Yes, you do. So who else gets the forced stimulus check? Single individuals, 75,000 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. Double it. Household, 4 or less, you get the forced stimulus check. So yeah, someone in the Brady Bunch is not getting one. And then if you're on benefits like veterans, you get the forced stimulus check. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, you get the forced stimulus check. Do adult dependents, if they're veterans, get a different stimulus check amount? No. Adult dependents, minor dependents, everyone gets the same stimulus check amount. Does it come in waves? Can't come in waves. It's a monthly stimulus check. Taken out for taxes, it's not income. Nope, not taken out for taxes. Taken out for child support, don't know anything about that. And remember, they're the representatives. They make the representation. They're the legislators. I'm just the reporter. But they represent the vote would be no later than July 4th. That means that the first check would be in the month of July for the month of July, in the month of August for the month of August. So that's your forced stimulus check update of 2021 to start. But in just a second, I'm going to go over the incredible breaking news overnight from Leader Schumer and everything that led up in the breaking news in day after day last week. You're going to see how it snowballed. But let me give you a preview of the second half of this video. In the fall, in September, fifth stimulus will heat up, which raises everyone's benefits up a big new amount, including veterans, and then applies a new benchmark. That a benchmark is inflation. Well, we're now hearing that that inflation rate may be a lot higher than initially thought. I'll go over the breaking news on that and how this could absolutely be a game changer, changing your benefits lifetime. Wow, it's really exciting. But even more exciting is the thousands of dollars I'm going to get you right now. I came right in the studio this morning and right off the bat, someone on social media said, "Thank you, LA. I got some money for rent." And another viewer, "Thank you, LA. I got some money for Snap." It was just a few days ago. We were going every 3 hours before a message. Now it's almost every hour. So if you've had a success story, getting anything from these videos, drop in the live chat, drop in the comments, send it on social media. It inspires everyone else. And it's starting right now. If you haven't gotten it, I want you to get some right now. And if you have, I want you to get some more. And we're doing it right now. Get a pen and paper ready. Stay with me at the very end because I got a lot of money across this video. First item is that thousands of dollars is coming back from your states to you. One viewer got $5,000. I'm going to go over how much that is, then how do you get it, and then when do you get it. All right, first, how much is it? It is the money that states overpaid you in unemployment benefits and then asked you to return it due to computer malfeasance. The federal government has identified states as overpaying unemployment benefits due to computer error, and then asking those recipients to return it back to the states. The federal government has said, no, that was a mistake. That was your money to keep the citizens. Now the federal government has ordered the states to return the money back to you. Wow. So next, how do you get it? On the bank account you have on file with your unemployment department. Finally, when do you get it? Every state has different routing times, so reach out to your respective state for those routing times. All right, let's go to the second pot of money. And I want to show you something that shows the power of helpfulness of the viewers of this channel. This is just so wonderful. You know we have this show called Overnight's Crypto. It's not about unemployment, it's about cryptocurrency. Well, there's a viewer who jumped into the live chat last night and said, LALATE, I got money back from that unemployment, from the taxes from IRS. I got it on Friday in the mail. Can you please tell viewers tomorrow that I got it so they know that people are getting it? Isn't that wonderful? It's a person who just is a viewer of this channel, part of the Purple Power. Says he jumped in a show that had nothing to do with unemployment, but he was very important that you got that message, that you saw that this money's coming. So that's how we work here. So let's go over this big money. The federal government is returning money back to you that you paid taxes on in your unemployment benefits, as this viewer got it on Friday. I had another viewer get it early in the week at $2,000. Let me go over how much it is, then when you're getting it, and then how you're getting it, and then the tracking tool you can use as well. All right, first, how much is this? It's a lot of money. Here's an example. You filed a 2020 tax return. You had $9,000 of unemployment benefits, of which your total tax bill was $5,000. Of that total tax bill, $4,000 was taxes on the unemployment benefits. Congratulations. You're getting back a check of $4,000. Next, how are you getting the check? In the mailbox generally, unless you listed a direct deposit on the tax return. So you want to be surgical with that mail, going through it very slowly over the next few weeks, because it's a laser thin envelope, beige or white, from Department of Treasury to you. Next, when are you getting it? The checks were to arrive were to be sent out by the end of May. Doesn't mean you're to receive them by the end of May. But I have had viewers, as you just saw, that have gotten them now at the end of the May. He was phase one. So phase one was single filers, non-complicated returns. Phase two were single filers, complicated returns. And phase three are joint filers, like husband and wife. And so I would expect you to get those payments in the next 2 weeks of June. Remember, they're supposed to be sent out by the end of May, not received by the end of May. Finally, a tracking tool. It doesn't work for everyone, but it works for about 70% of the viewers. And how do you do it? Go to irs.gov, sign in and look for the username, and sign in, set up a username and password, and then look for and then do a search for your Social Security number. You'll see the most recent tax return you have filed, and then you will see the payment you made to IRS, and then finally you'll see the refund check. Boy, but let's get some other money, and that other money is hitting this week, and that is your money for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and also SNAP. All right, let's go over those details. First, $350 billion has been landing in your cities, counties, states this week, and more is landing next week. It is for rent. It is for utilities. It is for homeowners' utilities, homeowners' mortgage, and homeowners' utilities. It's a fortune. How much is it? It's about $5,000 for rent for about 4 to 6 months. Where do you get it? Hope you have that pen and paper ready. I told you I got a lot of money for you in this video. So you're going to reach out to 6 locations. The 6 locations will have different eligibility. So one can say no and the next one can say yes. And they have different pots of money. Ready? City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. You're going to reach out to them, ask for rent assistance because of COVID. That's all you're going to say. Rent assistance because of COVID. Do not say stimulus. And you reach out to them as well for the mortgage and also for the utilities as well. Wow. So there is that $5,000 for rent. And you are just killing it as a viewer. You're just killing it. We're not going less than, I think, an hour where everyone's saying, I got this for rent, I got that for utilities. So you're doing an incredible job. Keep it up. Next is money for SNAP. Yesterday, we had Tim get money for rent due to help from Chris, one of the volunteers. Yesterday, Lynn, she got SNAP, and her son got a SNAP increase. This is a fortune. How much is SNAP? I'm going to go over that. How do you get it? And then when do you get it? Let's go over the details. First, how much is SNAP? It's a fortune. It's about $16,000 a year for a family of 4 in Hawaii. Why so much? Because of 2 executive orders, one from Trump and one from Biden, that raised it up 15% over 1 year for everyone between now and December. Next, how do you get it? You reach out to Department of Agriculture and ask to get on it. The eligibility is about the same as a stimulus check. And this is money for your food. Department of Agriculture, DOA, are also called 2-in-1, get connected over. And finally, when do you get it? You get it shortly after applying. So there you go. $16,000 for SNAP for a family of 4 in Hawaii. $5,000 for rent in California. We are doing really well. But understand, that's the spirit of this channel. When I launched this channel in April of last year, not this year, but last year, day one was trying to get viewers thousands and thousands of dollars for EIDL. And shortly, within a short period of time, I got viewers $25 million of EIDL they were not going to get but for this channel. Day in, day out, I was hand-holding individual applications, and every hour there was another approval. 50,000, 75,000, 80,000, 150,000. Day after day, it was like that until it ran all the way up to 25 million. Then in the fall of last year, we were seeing a delay in the second stimulus happening. So I started moving into helping people get rent and utilities. And that brought us up to $250,000 that fall. So that's the spirit of this channel, helping one another's. But guess what? Let's get ready to that Chuck Schumer forced stimulus breaking news. Oh boy, this is delicious. Chuck Schumer late yesterday confirmed all my reporting over the last few weeks that the Friday before Memorial Day weekend would be the final day before the official announcement of reconciliation is released, even though reconciliation had already started, and that the voting would start shortly thereafter. The Chuck Schumer statement yesterday was the following, that the President of the United States can certainly meet and chat with whoever he wants in the days to come. But Leader Schumer made very clear that the reconciliation process has begun and that the reconciliation process will end and be finished no later than that July 4th weekend. So there you go. All the reporting confirmed. I told you when the president was stop the negotiations. I told you when the reconciliation was going to officially be announced to start, even though it's already started before. But I want to go over what the breaking news was leading up to Leader Schumer's statement. And it started with Jalopal. Remember Jalopal, the author of the House bill? It's a bill that provides that monthly stimulus check, pandemic plus 1 year. Well, Jalopal wrote Leader Schumer a letter over a week ago, which got this ball rolling. And what did that Jalopal letter say? Call the vote. I think that letter now worked. Jalopal's letter to Schumer and Pelosi said, call the vote. What are we waiting for? Let's call the vote. When Jalopal originally wrote that House bill, guess what happened? 100 plus House Democrats at the time wrote the president a letter saying, we see Jalopal's bill. We're going to put that monthly stimulus check into the fourth stimulus package when we write it up. Remember, they write the bill, not the president. Well, guess what happened when Jalopal wrote Schumer a letter saying, call the vote? Nearly a dozen legislators signed that Jalopal letter, and among them are some that wrote to the president, we're going to put that monthly stimulus check in there. Wow. And if it couldn't get any better, it did. A week ago yesterday, this letter surfaced. And this letter was from 7 House Democrats. Those 7 House Democrats wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to work with you to put those monthly stimulus checks into the fourth stimulus package. What does work with you mean? It's a euphemism because the president doesn't write the bill. They do. Well, who are they to write a bill? These 7 people who wrote the president saying we're going to put the fourth stimulus checks monthly into the stimulus package are on the House Ways and Means Subcommittee, which is the specific subcommittee tasked exclusively to write about stimulus checks in the first stimulus package, in the second stimulus package, in the third stimulus package, and now the fourth stimulus package. Oh my goodness, that's incredible. I think Sirloin's holding Captain Obvious's hand and walking him through the set right now. I mean, the people who are on the subcommittee that is responsible for writing the stimulus check part of the stimulus package wrote the president a letter just a week ago saying, we are putting those monthly stimulus checks in there, and now the reconciliation process has started. Yes, it's getting that good. It got even better later that day when the president of the United States told his legislators a week ago this Friday, that I'm giving 1 more week to the Republicans to negotiate, and then you're starting officially the reconciliation process. Guess what? That's exactly what Leader Schumer announced late yesterday. So told you it was going to happen. It's exactly as promised. Then this last Tuesday, the president did something incredible. It's a little complicated, so I'm going to slow this down so you understand it, make it very easy. What did the president announce? The president announced that he had spoken to the G7 countries about something. Let me give you the background on this. The fourth stimulus is paid for by raising the U.S. corporation tax rate, U.S. corporate tax rate, currently 21%, raising it higher. The president initially went a little higher, and those moderate Democrats said, you're a little too high, Mr. President. Reduce it down. And he did. Deal. That was a month ago. So what did the president do on Tuesday? He reached out to the G7 countries around the globe and said, we want to see if we can informally agree to raise the global corporate tax rate to 15%. And they said, tentatively, deal. Now, what does that mean? It means that a company in the United States would not, for example, relocate its business to France because the global corporate tax rate has now been raised. But it got better. A lot better. Later that day, the president told insiders that once the fourth stimulus is signed into law, he's going to try to get the global corporate tax rate at 15% signed into global law by those G7 countries. And if they do, then he's going to come back and drop our U.S. corporate tax rate even lower. Monthly stimulus checks and a lower corporate tax rate? Oh my goodness. Can't get any better. Does it get better than that? It does. It got better on Thursday when the three members of the Republican Party introduced a counterproposal to the fourth stimulus package. The president rejected it. And then Thursday evening, the senators of the Democratic Party came out. You've been asking where they've been. We haven't heard from them lately. They came out and they said, we've seen the counterproposal. It's not going to work. We're going to reconciliation. Call the vote. And then, of course, late last night, Leader Schumer confirming my reporting that the reconciliation process has already begun. It's not started on Friday. It has already begun. And we will have the conclusion of all this by 4th of July. Now, later in this video, I'm going to go over that important voting procedure so you understand it. And I'll have more exciting details about this stimulus. We are still heating up. I got more about 4th and 5th. But first, I got some other exciting news. I want you to get that rent. I want you to get that utilities. I want you to get that mortgage assistance. If you've gotten some, I want you to get more. If you haven't gotten any, I want you to get it. How? If you've reached out and you can't find it, then reach out to the community page. They're volunteers just like you. They're viewers just like you who are now volunteers. They're on the community page. Where's the community page? Reach over to the description of this video. Open it up, and then you can see an emoji of a house. Next to the emoji of the house is a link to the community page, news.lalate.com/community with some cats on it. Click on that page, and there you'll see the volunteers. They're separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Reach out to them. They are salt of the earth, and they can help you find that money. And I will be back in 60 seconds with you with big, exciting news, still about fourth stimulus, fifth stimulus, and some personal messages, and a more salute to my veterans. Stay with me. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on Mornings LALATE as the reconciliation process has begun on the fourth stimulus package, and I have more details about that fourth stimulus check. In the second half of this recording, we can go over fifth stimulus as well. And how are you? Happy Saturday morning. I'm so excited you to join me. Hope you're having a beautiful day. How's the weather where you are? This is LALATE, the only 24-hour day, 7 days a week financial news channel. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, record in 1 year. Hit that subscriber link right now. And consider becoming a member like Melanie D. Thank you, Melanie D, for just becoming a member. Importance of members covered it up in just a second in this video. Also, like this video, 3,000 likes. Let's get right to fifth stimulus heating up right now. Fifth stimulus is this fall, and like fourth stimulus, it is a two-bill, two-step, two-month process. Let's go over the incredible details and how it helps my veterans. All right, first, That fifth stimulus will have that SSI and SSDI reform, but all my beneficiaries will get that help. First, they're going to raise everyone's benefit levels up, remove the asset limit at inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let me explain the details and how it works and the breaking news right now about this. First, they're going to raise everyone's benefits up a big new number they represent. So who is this? It's you. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, survivor benefits, and more, all raised up to a big new number. That would be your big new number going forward. Then they're going to apply a new benchmark, and that benchmark is inflation. Now, we all know inflation, what that is, but how does a benchmark work? This is how a benchmark works. A benchmark basically looks at a current rate, and either you step up next year or you stay the same. You never step down. And so this is what's very important, is that in December, most analysts are now saying that the inflation rate will be the highest of a generation. This is huge. We had Jeremy Siegel 2 weeks ago saying maybe it's 20%. We had the Federal Reserve out of Georgia saying growth rate from 4 to 10%. That looks like it would be 7%. We had analysts saying about 4 to 7%. Let's use 6% as a rate. Here's how great this is. First, they're going to raise up your benefits under fifth stimulus. Then in December, they're going to look at the inflation rate for that first year step up. Let's say the inflation rate is 6%. Then you'll step up 6%, not just next year, but lifetime. Because once you step up, you never step down. So if the year after that, the inflation rate is 0, you're still at plus 6%. And if the year after that, it's still 0, you're still at plus 6%. If the year after that, it's 4%, you're plus 6 plus 4%. Lifetime. It's incredible, incredible great news. Then they're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a horrible 1980s law that says you can't keep more than $3,000 on hand and stay on benefits for some of you. It's going to go away. The income exclusion is going to go away as well. That's a 1960s law, very old, that says you can't work and also stay on benefits. Now, if you want to work, you will be able to and also stay on benefits. And finally, the horrible marriage penalty is going away. The marriage penalty prevents you from getting married for fear of losing benefits and penalizes people who are married. Now, love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest. You will no longer lose benefits, and if you are married, you will no longer suffer a marriage penalty. That's fifth stimulus. September, start out the door, probably impact your benefits around November, October, and then that step-up letter December for January. Now, what's important for you to know is that this stimulus has a lot of other items in there besides this SSI and SSDI reform. But in a given 30-minute video that's currently at 27 minutes, I don't have time to go over everything that's in fifth stimulus or everything that's in fourth stimulus. A new poll from Politico asked Democrats who support the president, could they tell the reporter what is in the fourth or fifth stimulus? Over 50% said they had no idea what was in them. Had absolutely no idea. And of those that said they said they could tell a little bit, but barely anything. So that's why it's important to have information and to consider becoming a member. The member link's at the top of the chat in the pinned comment. Every evening, I deliver to members what's in the fifth stimulus, what's in the fourth stimulus, and what's in the third stimulus. For example, the fifth stimulus has money for single people, has money for hazard pay, has money for seniors. But you don't know that in a 30-minute video, and you certainly may get confused by the president who calls it the family's plan, even though there's money in there for single bachelors as well. It's also really important to at least subscribe to this channel because the month of July, no less than 30 days away, is going to be a very confusing month because there's a lot of things happening at the same time, and you may look at one thing and think it's something else. Here's an example. Jalapal has other standalone bills, so you may look at the wrong Jalapal bill in the month of July. Also in the month of July, there's a budget bill being done. You may look at the budget bill and think it's this bill. It's not. And even more confusing is the fourth stimulus checks go out in the month of July they represent, but the third stimulus checks, are landing in the month of July at the same time. A little confusing. All right, so let's go back to something that's very important for you to know, and that's how I do information on this channel. Knowledge is king. It's important for you to know how the reconciliation voting goes. And I've identified no less than 9 steps that they need to take in voting to approve a reconciliation of the fourth stimulus package. It's important for you to hear this so you understand the vote is not one day and a check goes out the next day. And it's so important for you to also understand this is under the Constitution. This is not discretionary, like they're chosen to do it this way. Step one is there's two halves to this. The first half is the procedural half. The second half is the substantive half. Step one is the House Ways and Means, the House subcommittees need to call a vote on their subcommittee level about the procedural bill. Then the House floor, step two, the House floor calls a vote on the procedural bill. Step three, the Senate votes on the procedural bill. Step four, the President signs the procedural bill. At that point, the tow truck has passed over the finish line. Time to do the tow hitch. Step five, the House subcommittees work on the substantive bill. This is like the House Ways and Means Committee working on the stimulus check. Step six, the House calls a vote on the substantive bill. Step seven, the Senate receives the substantive bill and does a vote-a-rama, step 8, a 2-day voting process in which they can modify anything from the House proposal. As one viewer asked in the live chat, when will we see the Senate numbers? During the vote-a-rama. And step 9, the president signs the bill into law. So you see, it's a 9-step of voting process, and it's not just 9 days. So it's important for you to understand how these steps are involved. And ultimately, I want to really also end with 2 final big messages. First, it's Memorial Day weekend. So I want to thank my veterans. I want to thank my armed servicemen. I want to thank my people who have served this country and understand my history of saluting you since day one. On day one of this channel, when I had less than 1,000 subscribers, I made a video about why people like veterans had been not included in the discussion about stimulus checks. And veterans, SSI and SSDI, thought they were not getting stimulus checks. That video went to 3 million views with a channel at that time that only had 1,000 viewers. It went viral, which was almost never heard of in the financial space. Why? Because no one was covering your subject. But along the way, this channel has fought to get people money, veterans and everyone else. In the fall of last year, I was getting $25 million for EIDL grants for viewers across the land and EIDL loans that they had not gotten but for this channel. And then by the end of the last year, when people were wondering if second stimulus was ever going to go out, I moved into help getting money for rent and utilities, and I have gotten for veterans as well, $250,000. So with that, understand the spirit of this channel is helping one another. But on the other hand, I also want to address the following. This channel has always been about positivity. And I understand that when a reconciliation process starts, it's one party. And it may not be your party of choice. But even if it's not your party of choice, this is not the place for you to bring negativity to. So with that, I'm starting something I call the Purple Power Positivity Push. And so if someone says something like, why don't they call the vote tomorrow? They're wasting everyone's time. That may come from ignorance because maybe it's a new viewer who doesn't understand they can't send the checks out in one day, or they can't approve a forced stimulus in one day vote. But it may also come from negativity. So inspire that person and tell them what the true answer of what something is. Moreover, also, if someone is bothering you or someone's posting something negative, send it to me because this is not the channel for negativity. I understand a reconciliation process is a one-party process, but ultimately we're focused on helping one another. And on a Memorial Day weekend, I'm starting it with positivity from day one, and we're not going to change it across the board. So thank you for joining me on a big Mornings LALATE. I'm next with you with Mornings Crypto, and boy, those markets are acting crazy. So that is going to be a real interesting video. Right after this, about 5 minutes after this, I'm live on air. And then at 11 a.m. is Noontime LALATE. I have more exciting details to go over what's going on in this forced stimulus and other details about this stimulus. So make sure you subscribe. 400,000 subscribers for a reason. This channel is about caring and helping other people and keeping it positive and keeping it focused. Like this video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Membership link and membership details are sent out daily with all the details of the 4th and 5th stimulus package. I look forward to seeing you in 5 minutes from now with Mornings Crypto, and then 11 a.m. with Noontime. Stay informed, stay focused, have a beautiful morning, and stay with LA.